Carlos Ramirez, owner of NVS Audio, Roselle, New Jersey. So this is a sneak peek. I haven't had a chance to do a review on it yet because it literally just came in, but it's going to be the new ARC Audio PSM Pro. So when we started in motorcycle audio, we started as an ARC Audio dealer. They had the Moto line. It was specifically designed for motorcycles. So ARC Audio and Rockford were two of the first companies to come out with product dedicated for just motorcycle audio, and we were already an ARC Audio dealer, so it was no brainer. One of my favorite DSPs for the longest time was the ARC Audio PSM. It was one of the only DSPs made specifically for motorcycles. It's weatherproof, has a rubber cover on it, it's tiny. If you don't know about the PSM, it actually came with an anti-Harley EQ built in. So right out of the box, if you had a factory Harley radio on a 2-speaker setup with that nasty EQ curve, built into the PSM without you doing anything was an anti-Harley EQ curve. So it was basically the EQ was an inverse of the EQ that Harley put in, so it would actually technically flatten out the EQ. So if Harley had a boost of 150 at 150 hertz of 6 dB, this had a cut at 150 hertz, 6 dB. So it would technically flatten it out without having to flash the radio. So that's how far ahead of its time the ARC Audio PSM was when it released. Only negative about the PSM was that it was a 6-channel DSP when we like to see an 8-channel DSP on most bikes, but it's not a deal breaker because our most popular package is a 6-speaker package and the DSP is 6 channels. Now, if you wanted to add an extra amplifier and do separate tweeters, then you'd have to get creative with the channels, which was a non-issue with the PSM because unlike the Rockford DSP, channels 7 and 8 are merged together and you couldn't separate them. On the PSM, all 6 channels, you could separate. So you could have channel 1 do one thing, channel 2 have a completely different set of crossover EQ. So it was 6 truly independent channels. The size made it a no-brainer. Then as they phased out the PSM, we were left without a ARC Audio motorcycle DSP for about a year. Well, they came out the PSM Pro now. So I got kind of nervous because that's the size of the box of the old PSM. That's the size of the box of the PSM Pro. So the guys at ARC Audio promised me that the unit wouldn't get any bigger, but they were gonna add a ton of features. I said, all right, we'll see. They did it. The PSM Pro is exactly the same size as the PSM, but they've added a boatload of new features. So this is just a teaser video. We're not gonna get too in depth. I'm just gonna name a couple of key features, but the fact that they kept it exactly the same size and made an 8-channel DSP has me super duper excited. When they were developing it, we talked back and forth on some features I'd like to see added, and if I recommended 10 features, I swear I think they added 9. They did an excellent job. I haven't tested it yet. It literally just came in. I'm gonna hook it up. You know, I like to test everything live, so I'm gonna hook it up on a motorcycle. So we're gonna have to build custom harnesses so we can swap out that DSP and plug in this DSP and make sure the bike sounds the same. Make sure we don't lose any tunability, make sure that the audio quality is still there. Being that I'm a huge fan of the PSM, I already know the PSM Pro is not gonna let me down. The reason I have this box up here is this is a unit a lot of people don't know about. It's a noise gate. It's the ARC Audio NGM, and it's a noise gate module. We keep these in stock because sometimes no matter how good of a job you do, the radio might have a different signal path than the amplifier, and you end up getting noise and you can't figure out why. So sometimes just sliding this between the radio and the DSP or the DSP and the amplifiers, because the biggest problem with noise in cars and motorcycles is different units having a different path to ground, including on the RCA side. And the units don't play well with each other and you end up with noise. You could spend days and days chasing down noise. So we always start with a noise gate module. We slide that in place. This helps with hiss, this helps with pop, this helps with just whine in general. So the reason I bring this up is the new PSM Pro has this built in. So they gave us all the features of the PSM, they added a noise gate module, and kept it the same size. Super excited. Just to run over a few features, it's got a digital input via Coax. It's got programmable, so you can set toggle switches to toggle through your presets without having to log into the laptop. It's not the first DSP to do it, but I'm glad they added the feature. It's amazing how powerful they made a unit so small. It's got 37 band EQs per channel. It's 31 band plus another 6. I don't know how they did that, but once I get into the software has been greatly improved. One of the biggest problems I had with the PSM was if you used micro USB, as soon as you tried to stuff this in the fairing, it would snap off. So we were using right angle USB adapters, and then we would zip tie them down and then go with a standard USB about 6 inches away from the unit to make it flexible. They fixed that on this unit and they went with a right angle USB-C. So it's great. I don't have to add extra parts. It comes with it right out of the box. I'm really excited I'm really happy with the guys did at ARC Audio. It's got programmable delay turn on and delay turn off. Huge features that I love that are going to make something. It'll eliminate the need to add TR4s and stuff like that in certain applications. And they kept the price. I think it's right around $500. But this is just a teaser video. We're gonna do a full review and then do a long video after we've tested it. Just give me a few days on that. But super excited. PSM Pro, PSM, great job ARC Audio. I look forward to testing this. There's the PSM, there's the PSM Pro, and here's my iPhone for reference. That is tiny.